Hey everyone, so in this video we are going to learn about the third data type, that is the list. So this one is the third most important type of data in Python. So here I have the terminal and let me run the Python 3 there. So here I have the Python shell. So what actually list is? Now you have already seen what a string is. This is string and you can print say string simply. So string is, you can just say array of the characters that are in between the quotes. But what if you need to store different words like this string? So they come in role the data type that are known as the collection data types. So in Python we have two basic data types like the numbers and the strings. And if we talk about the collection data types, then we have various data types like list, sets, dictionaries and tuples. So by the word you understand that the collection data type, that is generally the collection of different kinds of data. So if we need to define a list, then we have x is equal to something. One more thing that I have told you before, that every different kind of data has different representation. Like the numbers are simply represented without anything, like x is equal to 2, 3, all that. String is something that is between the quotes. Now the list is something that is between these square brackets. So lists are written between these square brackets and they are written like, if I have here my name Dave, and you can add another value, like let me take another example here, something like red, and then here I have blue, because these things are easy to think. Now I have something green, and then I have yellow, the pattern of Power Rangers color, then I have black, white or either pink, depend on which Power Ranger you watch. So this is a list. If you want to print the whole list, just write X. You will have the complete list. You can also do something like, here I have my list, and you can also add other data types in this list, like I have 3, and if you try to print X, I will have 3 also here. So that the list is, you can store different types of data in this thing. You can even store floating points value which are not considered simply in data types. Here I have 4.3. Now this is the list, the definition of list. Now there are some things, and we can say that methods related to list. So if you need to find the methods of list, then just write directly and list. You will get all the methods there, and you can try how many you want to. Now just few important things, like first thing, accessing the elements, that how you can access the elements in a list. So that's simply just write the list name, and just like the indexing, use the square brackets, number of element you want to access, and then enter. Here I have green, 0, 1 and 2. The same thing, the index begins from 0 and in negative it begins from -1. You can also use other string methods of like indexing and slicing here in the list. So that's what accessing the list. If you want to access the numbers here, you just write X in brackets. Here I have this one, let me take from negative, instead of counting those I have 3. For 4.3 I have just -1. Here I have the 4.3. So that's what accessing the list is. After that, if you need to find the length of this list, then look out the functions. You will get something in the function that will check the length of the list, and generally you just write len in parentheses the list you have. You will get the number of elements in the list, that is 7, and if you count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here we have the length. Now after the length, two more basic concepts, that is addition and removal of elements in a list. What if you want to add some items in this list, and what if you want to remove some items in the list? So there are various methods to do that. Like if you want to remove something from the last, like here 4.3, then you just write x dot pop and the parentheses. Then the last item, here we have 4.3, that is removed from the list, if you see this one. And let me start, and no, but the list will be gone there. So that's the popping up. Now what if you want to add any item in the last, like here after this one? So here we have used this pop, and other methods are also here, like remove to remove this one. Now if we talk about adding the element, then we have something known as the append, like appending something. So here if you want to append, then write x dot append, and what you want to add, like I will need to add 9. So here it's done, and when you print it you will get 9 in the end. So that's the append method in the list. Now we have done removing from last and adding from last. What if I want to remove this yellow? What if you do not like the yellow, because yellow is a dirty fellow and I need to remove that yellow? So I just use x dot, and here we have something remove. We just use x dot remove, and there what you want to remove, like yellow. So I will remove yellow. So here yellow is removed from the list. When you try to print the list x here, you will not get yellow. Now this is something bad for those who didn't like yellow color. They can remove any other color they want to. So that's the remove method here. Now few more things, like if you want to delete something, or if you want to delete the whole list, just write del x, and if you try to print x here, you have nothing x, because the x is removed. So that's the delete method. And there's another method, clear also, that is used for some nearly same purpose. And there are many other methods here, and I will not tell you other methods because I have deleted the list, and that's what I need to tell in the last. So that's the thing here about the list and their important method. These are the 5 or 6 that I have told, like insertion, deletion, popping, deletion of whole array, and indexing. These are the most important methods used in list, and nearly these are the only method used in list. Other methods rarely used in some typical situations. So if you want to try any of these, you can try, that's on you. So enough for the list now, and we will work on this list further in the course. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hey everyone, so in this video we are going to learn about the tuples. So tuple is the 4th data type in Python. That is, first I have Python here, and here you can see I have Python 2.7. That's because I did not write there Python 3. So make sure you have Python 3 here, so that Python 3.7 will be open, unless some method will not work there. So now the unique characteristics of tuples are, they are represented in parentheses. If you remember, lists are in square brackets, strings are in quotes, so tuples are in parentheses. Now tuples are nearly 90% similar to the lists, but the only 2 differences are, first is the parentheses instead of square brackets, second is the elements of a tuple cannot be changed, or tuples are not manipulated. Like if I have a tuple same, that is red, blue, then I have green, after that I have yellow, then black, then I have 12, and then I have 4.3. So this is a tuple, which is same to the list that we have worked in the previous videos. But the thing is, if I try to remove any tuple item, but before remove, if we talk about the indexing, like if I have x of 2, then this is same like the list. You can access any element in any way, like -1, you will get 4.3, x of -2, that is 12. But if you want to add something to this tuples, like x dot append, and I need to add, let 3 4, you will get error. Why? Because tuples cannot be manipulated. If you search for the methods in tuples, that is directly tuples, sorry, not s there, so you will get number of methods here, but you will find that there is no method to add or remove, which means that you cannot remove anything from a tuple and you cannot add anything in a tuple. Once a tuple is created, it will be same throughout the program. So that's the thing about the tuples. Rest the methods are same for tuples, like length of x, I have 7, which is similar to the list here, and the methods like the clear, delete, pop, add, append, and remove. This will not work for the tuples. So that's the thing here, but tuples are less used because of their less flexibility, but they are used in some typical cases where their requirement is just like necessary. But most of the time we use the list, and nearly in everything here also in the course we are going to work on list. Tuples are never prefers in common situations. So that's the things about the tuples, and there's nothing more much about the tuples. You can try this method if you want to. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hey everyone, so this one is a small video regarding another data type that are known as booleans. They are not of much important, but I use in some particular situation where other data types cannot work like them, and they are also not considered as the data types in Python, but somewhere you will find that boolean as the data type in Pythons. So that's why here I show you what the booleans are. So booleans are basically two values, that is true or false. Any particular syntax can be true or false if it has some logic. Like if I have 5 less than 6 and I hit enter, it will give me true. If I have 4 greater than 5, then it will give me false. So that's what booleans are. Give true for a true value and false for the false value. They are used in particular situations, like if x is true or particular value is true, then do that and that. So these are the booleans here, and you can try them, like 23 greater than 1 and 1 greater than 23, that is what false. And there is booleans. So that's what booleans are, and nothing much more about them. We will focus about these booleans when we will get them in our work. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next module. Hey everyone, so in this video we are going to learn about the dictionaries. That is the last data type in this module. There is one more data type, that is set, and you can learn about the set in the notes given in this module, because there is nothing much important about the set. You just make a readout and that's enough for that. So here I have Python 3. Now again, in the list we have square brackets, in the tuples we have parentheses, and if we talk about the dictionary, then we have the unique characteristics, the curly brackets. So One more thing here, if I talk about list and I have this thing, 3 items in a list, so I use indexes like 1 to access the elements of this list. So these things are known as the index, that is 0, 1 and 2. That denotes the number of element and the element at that particular position. So in dictionaries, again we have everything same as the list, but we just define these indexes with particular names, and that are known as keys in a dictionary. Like if I need to define a dictionary, then I will use something like this one, like number, and to denote this number as a key I use these quotes, then this dots here, and then the value on that one, like number 1. So here I have first the key in these quotes, then I have these dots to define that the value on this key, and the value that is 1. Here I have used this one as a string. You can also use this one as a number. To add other entities, I use the comma, and not I, just this comma is used. After that I have something like name, and the value for name is something like blue, and then again comma, then I have the third value like age, and I have age like again 200. So that's what a dictionary is. So press and return, and here you have dictionary working. And just like the other data types, you can access any element in the dictionary. Also dictionary is manipulated. You can change any value, add, remove or pop any value, just like the list. And to access any element, you just use like here I have another value, or just X, which is my dictionary name. Then I will use these things like other data types, and instead of writing the numbers like 2, 1, 3 etc., I just write in quotes. And like if I want to access the name, then just the name, hit enter, I have blue. If I need to access the age, just use age in quotes and press enter. So this is accessing the elements in a dictionary. This is how you can access any element. And if you want to change element, like if I want to change my age, I became 1 year older, then I will just do X, and here I have age, that is for accessing, and I just assign this one a value of like age is equal to 300. And if I print X now, I have this one 300. You can change anything in this way, like I have this name here, and never forget to mention the quotes in this one, and name is equal to, name became something like Alex now. So here I have Alex. So this is about changing these things. You can also have other methods in list also, sorry, dictionaries also, like the length, that is len, and then just use X, you will get the number of element in that. Here we have the 6 things if you count them, but here we will get only 3, because 3 are the keys. They are just the indexes but particular name. You can think these keys as indexes, and they are very useful in many applications. After that, if you talk about adding the element in a dictionary, then that one is also very simple. You just need to X. Now here you do not require to add any index from these things, or we can say key. You just name a key, like here I have year, that is a new key added to it because we are adding a new value. And then we have here this one 290, press enter, here I have X now, and you will get year 290. So this is how you can add the element in the dictionary. And if you want to remove the element, then we have our pop method. Then we can just use X dot pop, and if you use parentheses you will get error, because in case of dictionaries you need to pass the parameter which you want to remove. Like here, if I want to remove my age, hit enter, and when you get the X, you will not found age here. So make sure pass the parameter. So that's about removing the element. And if you want to remove the top of the element and something like that, or the last inserted element, then in the other we have simple pop, but in that case we will use another method, that is pop item, and then the parentheses, you will get the last item out of the list. This is how you can remove the last item.